Most wealth in America traces back to family ownership. It's mine because I'm part of the family. Birth, marriage and divorce, death, these are the moments when money is on the move. Given wealth disparities in America, it may not surprise you to learn that there are different rules for family ownership if you're black or white, poor or rich. Let me tell you the story of black farmers in America. After the Civil War, freed slaves were promised 40 acres and a mule. The country reneged on that promise. So freed slaves began buying farmland in earnest. A century ago, there were 1 million black farm families in America. Today, it's under 20,000. That's a drop of 98%. 98%. How did that happen? Partly, it's America's legacy of racist discrimination and violence, but there's a hidden story based on family ownership. Black farmers often did not make wills. Many were rightly suspicious of local white lawyers. So when a farmer died, ownership split among the children. And when those children died, ownership split further, to the point where a single farm may have dozens or even hundreds of owners, each with a minuscule share. In time, fragmented ownership made the farms unmanageable. I call this ownership gridlock. It's a hidden tragedy I identified that arises whenever too many people own pieces of the same thing. White lawyers figured out they could buy a tiny share of a gridlocked farm and use that share to force a sale of the whole farm. New owners took control, usually for a lowball price at cash-only auctions on the courthouse steps. For a pittance, black farm families lost their land and lost a treasured site of family connection. For many black Americans, the invisible and seemingly inexorable workings of ownership gridlock has been a powerful engine of wealth destruction. For wealthy families, there is no gridlock. The super rich use generous trusts in tax avoidance havens like South Dakota. They protect idle heirs as they build an aristocracy of inherited wealth in America. Already, 2/3 of wealth in this country is inherited, not earned. And 1% of families control about 40% of the nation's wealth. It's a new Gilded Age. The super rich already know to park their money in South Dakota, where the law says you can take it with you. For many black families, the rule is different and harsher. The law tells them the meek shall inherit very little. It would be easy enough to fix ownership gridlock, but first you have to know how ownership really works.